Hello, I'm TFR Wilderness and I'm bringing to you today another KTRT review, and I've got for you the first of the KTRTs that came in this month, and the second KTRT I've had a bit of a screw up with it. I'll probably get into that at the end of month bottle, so I've had to order another one, so it'll probably be a couple of weeks before I get my second KTRT, but the first ones came in, got it from my mate Mr. Soon, and it's a character from the Tobot V toy line, which is a reboot of the Tobot series by Young Toys. And back when the series first started, they introduced three characters, three brand new characters for this new show. And you had Speed, who was a sports car. You had Monster, who was a monster truck, and then you had Rocket, who was like a space shuttle. Now, up until now, I've sort of passed over on these guys, and I didn't feel a great need to go out, rush out and buy them straight away. And then, you got someone like Mr. Bolt Matrix, who stepped into the KTR reviewing ring, and he decided to get them and review them on his channel. And I think one or two other people did English-speaking reviews on them as well. So I wasn't too keen on getting them, but I'm getting to that point again now where I'm running out of new things to collect, and the Tobot V toy line has got a few figures in it that halfway interesting. So I'm sort of going back and picking up figures that I didn't buy first time round. And today it's this guy. This is Tobot V Rocket in his space shuttle mode. Before we get into that, let's have a quick look at the packaging and the typical Tobot V box. You've got the name down here, you got artwork here, the name in Korean here, big window, logo up here, and it's got this angular cut down one side, big Tobot V logo on the front, artwork on the back, more artwork, and then bump on the bottom. Comes with instructions, as they always do, and this guy comes with a little toe key, and toe key is in the form of an owl. So it's got a wingspan, it's got a tail, and it's got like an owl's head there, and that's the toe key. So here he is in his shuttle mode, and I like to think this guy in his shuttle mode looks a hell of a lot like Armada Jetfire. And just to prove a point, here's a picture of Armada Jetfire. So as you can see, this guy kind of looks very similar, especially around the cockpit area. It's got that very sort of slit-like cockpit window, and it's got like the black end to the nose cone. But obviously it hasn't got the cargo bay doors going across the top. It has got two engines on the back, and the wings are a bit further up instead of being further down. The robot modes are totally different, obviously, but this is his shuttle mode, and it's a pretty sort of sci-fi looking space shuttle, nice and heavy. It pegs together reasonably well, and it has landing wheels, so you couldn't see that. It rolls very nicely. And it's made out of the usual sort of tough, durable, shiny Korean plastics, and and it's nice and colourful, and it's a cool looking space shuttle. Not a lot more you can say about the alt mode. You look at it underneath, and then on the side, on the back, it's got these Mahusive booster jets, well, rocket boosters, and it's got a tail fin, and the landing wheel does kind of fold away, but there's not much more you can say about it. Now, obviously, being a Tobot, it's got a toe key. I've kind of shown you the toe key already. And when the transformation happens, the little kid has this gun where he spins the wheel. You see the face of the Tobot appear, and then he shoots out the toe key. And then, if it's a case of rockets, a little bird flies out, and then all of a sudden it flips round, and its wings come together like that, and it flies into the back of the thing, and it twists round, and that unlocks the transformation. So as you saw, his arms, sort of drop down. So that starts the transformation. Basically, the arms come down, and well, that's nearly his upper torso done. There's a little bit more you need to do to the arms. You've got these wings. You need to sort of fold them back and then fold them underneath the arms, like so. And then you've got the fists. Fold the fists out. And then you can slide the wing pieces back on the arms. That's basically the top end done. Oh yeah, also fold that back, and then I will leave that till a bit later. Now, moving on to the legs. Split the legs. You then bring this down, and then straighten the legs out. Twist the waist round. Split the legs, and then you get these cockpit pieces. You sort of fold them up, spin them round, and then bend them up, and then clip them into place. So you bring that up to there, spin it round, and there's a panel in here that's got an extra hinge on it that allows you to do that. And then you've got the little feet. Fold them out from underneath. There's a little tab under there. Fold them out, and then we're pretty much done. And then all you've got to do is reveal his head. So he's got a little visor over his face, and you flip that up, and there's his head. So yeah, there we go. There is Tobot V Rocket. Now, he looks great, don't get me wrong. He looks really cool in these colours. Very bright and colourful. Very nice aesthetic. He's got all the white and the black going on with the red and some bits of orange. He's got these the big rocket boosters are emblazoned on his shoulders and his chest. He's got his wings tucked away on his arms, and he looks really cool. And like I said, he's got a decent weight to him. He's a pretty awesome figure. Now, as with a lot of Korean toys, his articulation is somewhat lacking, and this guy, yes, very much so, especially on the arms. Now the head, obviously, his head is inside this helmet. Now it does, for transformation, does pop down a little bit, but then it pops back up as part of transformation. You do have the so yeah, he's got the visor on his helmet, which you can move up and down like so. But his head is inside this helmet, and it doesn't move, so his head is static. Now moving on to the rest of the articulation, moving on to the arms. The arm sort of moves back that far. And about forward that far. Now, as part of the transformation gimmick, when you activate the toe key, you notice his arms spring out. He's got spring-loaded elbows. Now, he does have another joint here. So, here. Doesn't have another joint there. Another extra elbow joint there, which allows you to have his arms in the static downward position, but you can't bring his arms any further forward than that. And so the articulation on the arms is next to useless because of the the automorph gimmick as part of the toe key activation. So yeah, that's really disappointing. Moving down to the legs. He does have a waist joint. it's part of the transformation. Obviously it locks at 180 degrees. The hips go out like that. They go back that far, forward that far. No 5 swivels. You've got a knee that goes to 90 degree, and he's got a little bit of a cut on his feet, a little bit of a cut that gives him a neutral A stance. So yeah, articulation on this guy is very disappointing, especially on the arms. I mean, he's got crippled elbows basically. I mean, because of this spring-loaded transformation gimmick on his elbows, that's just basically ruined his arm articulation. The leg articulation is fairly standard. He has got a waist joint, which is a bonus, but you know, static head, ruined arms, waist, and then like normal leg articulation. He's slightly less than the average, you know, KTRT. He's slightly less articulate than the average KTRT. That's all I will say. It's a shame really, because he's a good toy otherwise, and I don't dislike this guy. It's just like so many others, it's been slightly ruined by, you know, engineering choices made by, you know, the design team, when they think, oh yeah, let's stick the key in there and twist it round and the arms pop out. Yeah, that'll be great. And I mean, Speed, the car, you put the toe key in, all his legs fall out. And you know, he's got some really unusual sort of, you know, leg design, and I'm not sure I want to get him. But yeah, I got this guy. He wasn't that expensive actually. The original Tobot figures have come down in price now. You can get them for you know, just over 40 quid, which isn't too bad. Some of the later figures are obviously more expensive because, you know, newer figures they come out at a higher price point, and then they stay that way for a while, and then they start going down in prices, you know, as either the toy line moves on to other figures, or you know, the stock gets old or whatever. But yeah, so I got this guy for just over 40 quid. He's okay, he's all right, but you know, you can do a lot better buying, you know, Korean robot toys than to get this guy if you're looking for something that's got a bit of posability and articulation. Yeah, this guy is definitely let down by a lack of meaningful articulation, and that's a shame really. But apart from that, he's pretty good otherwise. You know, he's big, he's heavy, and yeah, I suppose I better do the size comparison before I forget. You see, yeah, he's bigger than a leader class figure, so he's got lots of chunk going on. He's nice and heavy. My webcam's playing up today. It keeps freezing up and doing all sorts of nonsense. Right, so yeah. So that's my review of this thing. Don't know when I'll be doing my next review. Like I said, I've had a bit of a screw up with my KTRT ordering this month. I ordered my second KTRT directly after this one from another seller, an Australian seller, so no, supposedly, and for a figure that I've been trying to get hold of for a few years. And yeah, same problem that I had last August trying to get hold of this figure, but I won't say any more than that. We'll wait till the end of the month bot haul. So yeah, that's been me, TFL Wilderness. Hopefully you've enjoyed this video. Hopefully it's not been too messed up and glitchy, because like I said, I've been having hell of a trouble with my webcam today playing up. I don't know whether it's the computer or what, but anyway, let's move on. I'll catch you next time.